These days, mojitos come in numerous flavors, but here to show us his favorite way to mix up the perfect mojito is master mixologist Dean Hurst. Good morning.
Good morning. I never get used to that title, like master mixologist. Like there's people below me doing all my work for me, but no.
And can I just say, Dean's dressing the part today. I love this. He walks in, he's got the Hawaiian shirt and the fedora. We're ready to go.
Always ready to go.
Well, and let's talk about the popularity of the mojito too, because we were kind of chatting before we started the show. I feel like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it had like this huge resurgence again, and it hasn't really gone anywhere, right? This is one of the most popular drinks.
Classic cocktails are definitely in, but nothing says refreshing like mint. So we just came off the Derby, so mint julep with bourbon. Like, I mean, there's just, mint just says refreshing, and it goes with so many different foods.
But again, there's so many different flavors of the mojito, so why don't you go ahead? You're going to mix one up for us, being the master mixologist.
So we're going to do it two different ways, and we're going to talk about 3 different rums, and then we can also introduce fruit and other flavor profiles, which is why I brought the flavor Bible, so you can open that up to, like, I opened up the pineapple and it says mint, it says rum, it says sugar, it says lime, so you know you have a pretty good idea that pineapple will go well with all those flavors.
And I think sometimes people get a little worried about trying to make a mojito. There is a lot of parts, there's some extra steps that you have to do, but it can be done at home, right? You don't have to be a master mixologist at home.
This is why I'm going to build one, which is what I'm doing right here, and then we're going to shake one. So if you don't have a shake kit at home, you don't have to worry about that. You can just build one. So now we have simple syrup.
How much mint do you put in there?
That's a good amount. You can put a lot.
Like if you really,
you know, 8 leaves, maybe a couple different sprig tops. This is simple syrup. So I make it at home and keep it in a little container. It's always in the fridge because you just never know when you want to drink, right?
Yes, I know.
So mint, simple syrup, we're going to muddle that together lightly.
And when you say muddle, because again, that's where I think people get a little nervous, like, okay, what are we doing here?
You're just trying to express some of the oils out into the syrup, so you'll get a little bit of that mint flavor, but you don't want too much. You don't want to really break it up.
Yeah, you don't want to
So we're just kind of getting it in there. Okay. And then we're going to add, so I already squeezed a lime. I did when I did it ahead of time because you never know how much juice you'll get out of a lime. So I got 3/4 of an ounce, which is perfect. So a 3/4 ounce lime, 3/4 ounce simple, some leaves. We're going to go ahead and use Appletons first. So this is a nice clean rum. And then for the pineapple, we're going to use something a little funky to stand up to the actual pineapple juice.
Funky, I like it on a Friday.
Not just pineapple here. The whole time we were getting ready to do our show open, I was noticing the blueberries. Is this going to be another kind of mojito?
Blueberries are great too. We could definitely throw blueberries in there. Again, you go to the blueberry section in the flavor Bible. It's like your little reference guide, and it'll tell you like, oh well, yeah, sure, rum and blueberries go well together. And if it doesn't, you still might like it anyway, so you could use it. So, or take blueberries. I'm getting distracted.
Sorry, we're distracting you.
I was distracted with the blueberries. I was going to eat some earlier.
Muddle the blueberries in your simple syrup, let it sit overnight, strain it off, and now you have blueberry syrup, because so much of the flavor comes from the skin of the berry, and if you just muddle the berry straight up, you're not going to get some of that flavor out of the skin. So you'll get more flavor if you do it ahead of time. Like
I'm just going to ask, how do you make your, some people use Sprite in theirs, but what do you prefer?
Well, that's because they might not have fresh lime juice around. So if you want to make a really good mojito, you have to have the fresh lime juice. So that's very important. So this is just a at-home muddled mint. You're going to stir this up just a little bit. You don't want to get it too crazy. I like to keep the mint on the bottom because you don't want to be sucking mint. Well, actually, I don't really like straws. Actually, I hate straws.
Really?
That's a whole other issue. So we picked fresh mint off this. It's great to grow mint at home, but it doesn't always grow as beautiful as the stuff you can buy in the store.
Right,
so this is like an at-home, easy-to-make mojito. And I'm going to quick hurry through this one.
Doesn't it just look like summer in a glass, too?
Right? And so refreshing, so easy to make. Now, when you actually use a shaker, you don't have to muddle. And I'll tell you why. Because the shaking process is going to express the oils into the rum and the sugar and the juice.
But you still put the fresh ingredients. You're not talking
everything's
about
going
mixing
right in there. No, everything's going right in there.
The bottles that already have the mojito mix in them.
Yeah, but no. You have to do fresh mint. You have to do fresh citrus. It's the only way to do it. The mojito mixes will work in a pinch, but it's just never the same. Never the same.
So we're talking about the mojito this morning. What are some of the other big drinks that you think are going to be kind of back on trend this summer? And what are people?
In a recent survey, the margarita is still the #1 reigning cocktail in the world.
Really? Top dog all around. That's been for years.
So just look at that. What that's tequila, lime juice, and simple syrup. This is just rum, lime juice, simple syrup with the mint thrown in. So the drinks are very similar, but they are night and day different.
One's kind of sweet though, and one's salty.
Yes, most definitely. So now I've got my lime juice, the rum. You know what? I'm talking and
again, we distracted you again.
We do that all the time.
Put some mint there again. You don't have to muddle this.
That happens at home too.
The shaking of it is going to actually muddle it. So let's go ahead and take this. Look.
And again, this is what happens at home though too. You're talking with your guests, and you're kind of forgetting what you're doing. So that does the muddling.
So this is going to do my muddling. It's going to break up some of the mint. I don't want that in my glass because, again, you don't want to go smile and have a piece of mint in your teeth. And you know, here we go.
Oh, look how good, yeah.
So whatever little bits of mint are caught in the screen, we'll top it off with some soda water. And again, talking and having so much fun.
There you go.
Thank you. I didn't muddle the pineapple in it.
Ah, well, you can still garnish it with pineapple, right?
Yes, I can. But then I'm kind of lying and cheating because you're going to see the pineapple
You gotta do that.
and think, oh my gosh, there's pineapple in that, and then there's not, and then what are you going to do?
Well, and I was going to add, this is a good alternative if you don't want to have one of these fancy muddling tools. So this is a way to do that.
Anything will work. The back of a spoon, a wooden spoon that you have at home, you can press into the syrup and get the mint oils out. And quickly about the rums. So Appleton's is a Jamaican light style. We have the Plantation, which will be a little more of like some funkier flavors because it has some different island rums in it. And then this is a Clement, which is from Martinique. So they do a completely different style where they ferment the fresh pressed sugarcane juice.
Okay.
So it's very funky and very floral and aromatic.
Awesome. Well, Dean, thank you so much for being here this morning. We're going to let you go so you can enjoy the rest of your summer, and we appreciate it. Hopefully you'll come back and again. All right. Thank you. I thought you'd never ask.
Deal.
Thank you.
Deal.